gone through this extensively because there was a woman who was used to be a man, was competing in mixed martial arts against women and just beating the shit out of them. And I was saying that this is a mistake, and that you're looking at whether someone should be legally able to identify as a woman, portray themselves as a woman. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you have the freedom to become a woman, in quotes, in our society? Yes, but you can't deny biological nature, and there's physiological advantages to the male frame. It's specifically when it comes to combat sports, that's my wheelhouse. I'm an expert. I understand there's a giant difference between the amount of power that a man and a woman can generate. And if you're telling me that a guy living 30 years of his life as a man, that's essentially like a woman being on steroids for 30 years, then getting off and then having regular women being forced to compete with her and trying to pretend that this is a level playing field. It is not. There's a difference in the shape of the hips, the size of the shoulder, the density of the bones, the size of the fists. That's a giant factor in your ability to generate power, is the size of your fists.
It's also an ethical problem. I mean, it's not just competition here. You have girls getting beaten up by someone who used to be a man.
Yes, but people came down on me harder than anything that I've ever stood up for in my life. Never in my life did I think there was going to be a situation where I said, hey, I don't think a guy should be able to get his penis removed and beat the shit out of women. And then people are like, you're out of line. But that's literally what happened.
The summary of the situation.
That's literally what happened. This is a conversation that I had with a woman online. This is one during this whole thing. She said this person who had turned into a woman has always been a woman. And I said, but she was a man for 30 years. She goes, no, she's always been a woman. I go, even when she had sex with a woman and fathered a kid? And she says, yes, even then. I go, well, we're done because you're just talking nonsense.
That's ideology. That's ideology covering the facts as they are. Is that she had a male physique.
This person who's arguing with me wants to claim this moral high ground of being the most progressive, and they're always looking to step on top of anybody who's less progressive than them and complain and proclaim superiority. And this is the ideological sport. This is the idea sport that you see when people are playing just ping pong with our ideas. They're not listening. You need to listen to experts especially when you're talking about martial arts. There's the difference is so profound and the results are so critical because you're talking about a sport where the objective goal, the goal is clear. It's very clear. Beat the fuck out of the other person in front of you. So anything that would give you an advantage in beating the fuck out of that person should be really looked at very carefully and not thrown through the lens of this progressive ideological filter that we're going through right now, because that's what it is. I mean, that's how people are looking at it. And it's with weightlifting as well. When transgendered athletes go into weightlifting competitions, the male to female transgender athletes are overwhelmingly dominant. I mean, is this a coincidence? Or it's someone who had fucking testosterone pumping through their system and a Y chromosome their whole life. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to say, no, she's a woman, she's dainty. She's got size 14 feet. She's got gorilla hands. Like, what in the fuck are we doing here?
So I think